Now, I'll give you what I would say is the average, and I'll also share with you that there's some situations where none of this actually even applies. So one thing that I'll say is I always tell people you either have time or you have money, right? And if you have money, you're usually investing that money into hiring other people to save you time, or if you don't have money and you have time, then you're usually investing your time to save yourself money. So in this situation, it's no different. Hey guys, Andrew McFarland here from StartAJuiceBar.com. Hope you're feeling amazing. And from a request from someone here in the community, I wanted to make this video. The question that was asked was, how long should it take from the time that you are starting your business and running your business to how long should it take you before you're able to take on a lesser role in the business? So if you go from working in your business every day, when can you get to the point where potentially you might be able to even fully transition out of working in your business at all? Now, this is a great question and definitely something that a lot of people should be thinking about and considering depending on what their goals are in the business. Now, I'll give you what I would say is the average, and I'll also share with you that there's some situations where none of this actually even applies. So one thing that I'll say is I always tell people you either have time or you have money, right? And if you have money, you're usually investing that money into hiring other people to save you time, or if you don't have money and you have time, then you're usually investing your time to save yourself money. So in this situation, it's no different. You could be in a circumstance where from the very, very beginning, day one, if you have the money and the reserve capital, you can hire an experienced general manager to run your business like an owner from day one. So you can oversee the manager and make sure that they're doing everything appropriately, but it doesn't mean that you have to work in the business at all. You just have to make sure that they know what to do, they know what their expectations are, and all of that is set. And if your sales are going well and the marketing is good and the product delivery is good and everything is positive, you don't have to work in your business at all. Or on the complete contrary and flip side, I've seen people who are working in their juice bars for many, many years. I've seen people, and this is not an exaggeration, 8 to 10 years. Not really much staff, some people helping them here and there, but they're still in the store and working. And for me, that's not my preference and has never been. And so, I don't start businesses for that reason, so that I could work and slave for 10 years of my life. It's just not my personal goal. Some people might want that and not mine, and so there's no judgment around it, but you have to decide what your goals are and how you're going to get there. And so the reason I gave you those two massive contrasts in what is possible is because that exists and everything in between. The big question is, one, what are your goals? And two, do you have the money and the systems in place and the understanding to get to the place where you can work as someone who takes on a lesser role in your business sooner than later, if that's what your goal is, right? So it could be a month, it could be 2 months, it could be 6 months, it could be a year, it could be 10 years. The question is, when does your business make enough money and is flowing and mature enough to be able to maintain itself in a way that is executing excellently throughout? That's really the question. And so as an average, what would I say is reasonable to expect? 6 months. 6 months is reasonable, right? Maybe a year. 6 months to a year is reasonable before you get to the place where you're not working in your juice bars often. And I don't mean even by a year. You probably at that stage wouldn't be working in your juice bar every day or every few days, but you should be in a place where you feel comfortable stepping away and managing your business and your staff from afar, where you're having meetings and you're checking in, or maybe you're doing that remotely. But there's all manner of ways that people do this. As I'm sure you guys know, there's companies that are really big that have hundreds of locations. If you look at a company like Starbucks, the person who owns Starbucks or the collective of people who own Starbucks don't work in the store, and every time they open a new location, they probably don't even see it. They've never even stepped in most of their stores, right? So this is just a matter of really understanding how to put the right systems in place, bring on the right people, have the right marketing so that your cash flow is positive from day one, or as soon as possible, and you can take on the role that you want to take on. Because part of being a good entrepreneur is really about deciding what role you want to play in your business and how you want to organize your life, and then having the resources to actually do that. So if you're really great and you can execute, it might be from day one. You might not need to step in your business really that much at all. If you need to learn and you don't have a lot of cash flow, meaning your business isn't making a lot of money, you're going to be there as long as it takes until you get to that point. Like I said, could be 6 months, could be a year. That's about average. Could be 10 years if you're really not executing well, which I would not like to see for any of you unless you have that goal in mind. So hopefully that gives you guys some clarity on this process and the timeline and how you need to think about it. And if you guys ever need support, feel free to reach out to me, Andrew@StartAJuiceBar.com. If you like the video, press the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, I invite you to subscribe. If you want to take a deep dive and you want to go deeper into all this content that we're sharing so that you can really execute on your business excellently, as I've said, you can click the link below. There's a link to our online course. And if you have any questions or comments, click the link below in the comment box. And follow us on Instagram. Check out the Juice Bar Experts podcast. That's all. I think I've mentioned everything at this point. So that's all. See you guys soon.